What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. Come on. Lost 2-0 here at Old Trafford. Awful display. Well, I would say battling display. We tried our best to get it back in the game after going down to 10 men. That's really what killed the game, if we're being honest. Oh, nice to see you, mate. Good. Yeah, it's really. It's just another terrible result, another loss to notch on Thomas Frank's record. That is I think the killer blow today. It wasn't exactly an awful game. I think we started quite well, actually, and you got to say, first 20 minutes, it was a very even game. They were popping it around. We were looking dangerous going forward the other way without really too many chances created either end. But we were kind of looking bright. We were attacking well. And then the moment of the match, which really changed I think it changed basically the direction of the game, didn't it? Romero gets himself sent off for it was a nasty challenge. I've watched it again, and I have to say, it wasn't like the worst challenge in the world. Obviously, he overran a ball. I think he went over the ball. Casemiro goes in. He kind of rolls his ankle. Romero's goes into his ankles, like an ankle high challenge. It's not exactly a great challenge from Kuti. I think, having watched it again, could he have gotten away with yellow? Possibly. Can he complain about a red? Probably not. It's not a good challenge from Kuti, and it's his second red card of the season, which means he's going to be missing 4 games now. In crunch time for Tottenham, we've got games against Newcastle, Arsenal, Fulham and Crystal Palace. He's going to be missing all 4 of those games. This is an absolute disaster, if we're being honest, and Romero has to take responsibility. He keeps having these challenges and these nasty moments, and as much as he was called a hero after calling out the board, and there's been a lot of kind of dialogue about Romero this season, he let us down today. There's no doubt about it. He let us down with that challenge, and yes, you can say he was unlucky, but at the end of the day, it wasn't a good challenge, and it was definitely a foul and definitely a card. Was it a red? 50-50 for me. Sometimes they give them, sometimes they don't. I would have been angry if VAR stepped in, if it was given a yellow and VAR stepped in and gave a red, but referee gave it on the pitch. I don't think he can have too many complaints, and that obviously changes the whole complexion of the game. At that point, we're sitting deep, and we're obviously trying to see out the result. With one less man, it gives Man United a massive advantage. The frustrations are the goals we conceded, especially the first one, switching off from a corner, gifting Mbeumo all the time in the world in the edge of the area to just finish it after a short corner from Mainu, laid off to Mbeumo. I have to say, not only does he have loads of space, but the shot is weak. It's like a P-roller, just trickles into the corner. No one having the wherewithal to kind of put a foot out and stop the ball going in. It wasn't a great strike from Mbeumo, I thought. Kind of mishit it a bit, and it finds its way in the back of the net. That's got to be a massive frustration. And then obviously we saw it out to half time at 1-0, which is probably what we wanted to do at the time. But second half showed some fight. We stayed in the game. Vicario had to make a string of saves to make sure the scoreline didn't get any worse. We didn't really look like scoring. We had a couple of half moments from long throws, which maybe we could have done something. Xavi pounced on a mistake from I think it was Luke Shaw, with a shot from a left foot from 25 yards, which whistled just past the post. That's pretty much the best of it we had. Understandable, given the fact we were down to 10 men, but in the circumstances, being down to 10 men, I did think we battled hard and did well to stay in the game, made sure the scoreline didn't get worse. And at 1-0, going late into the game, you always know there's maybe something can happen. Maybe you can kind of get an opportunity, get something out of the game, get a goal from somewhere. But didn't happen. We didn't get the goal, and the frustration thing is we made a triple sub to try and get back in the game. Moani, Basuma and Solanke, Moani, Basuma and Tell all come on, and literally 30 seconds, maybe less, after that sub, we concede a goal. And all the plans go out the window as soon as that happens. Obviously, you're making that triple sub to try and force a way back in the game, and to have all those subs undermined within 30 seconds was massively frustrating. I'm sure Frank was very frustrated with that goal going in straight away. Absolutely, that killed us, really. That killed us. Once it's 2-0, it's game over, and it was kind of party time for Man United in the last 10 minutes, you know, or laying us near the end. Spurs kind of just gave up, their heads dropped. I thought there was a little bit of belief during the second half that if we can just hang in there, that maybe we could get back in the game, but it never really materialised. I wouldn't say today's on Frank in terms of the performance, because we did start okay and we were looking decent early on. Obviously we started with a back four, changed it from the back three. I think that was probably the right decision with the players we got available. And obviously the game got ruined by a red card. There's not much Frank can do. He did his best to kind of keep us in the game and see if we can sneak a result, but it never happened. At the end of the day, it does go up to another loss on his record, and that's just reality. It's not going to help his cause having lost today, but I'm not going to sit here and start effing and blinding about Frank, because I don't think today was massively on him. I think Romero has to take massive responsibility for a horrible challenge, but there is a few things to also mention. Destiny Udogie picks up another injury. The guy cannot stay fit and looks like it could be a bad one, maybe a muscle injury off the ball. Whenever that happens, it's never great, and his injury record is terrible. Is that going to be him out for at least a month? And injuries piling up. We don't currently have a fit first choice fullback. Horrendous. Positive though, Sousa did come on and look bright, and he looked like, you know, didn't look out of place, put it that way. So maybe there's light there, and there's a positive to take about Sousa. Maybe we'll you know, start using him, and it looked like he wasn't ready and we weren't going to trust him, but you know what, he came on, took on his man a few times, got a couple of passes into the box, nothing spectacular, but he looked alright and he looked quick. He did a couple of good defensive challenges, last man challenges, so that was a positive. Xavi was another positive. I thought another strong display from Xavi. I thought he was our best player. Again, he was, if anything was going to happen, it looked like it was going to be from Xavi. He looked bright, and any sort of creative spark, looked like it was coming from him. He did his best to try and force something, but never again. With the one less man, it's just so difficult, isn't it? Radu Dragoshin came on, looked decent, but if I'm being honest, we never really looked like getting back in the game. We threatened to, but I was never convinced this is going to actually happen. But but as I say, we're 1-0. You never quite know. Obviously, that led to a bit of anxiety within the ground. Like, it was only 1-0. They weren't putting the game to bed. Vicario was keeping us in it, and as long as the game was only 1-0, you never know. But it never really looked like Tottenham were getting back in this game. But it's a massive worry. As much as it's, you know, can't criticise Frank too much for today. At the end of the day, it's another loss. It's now 2 wins in 16 games. We are now level on points with Leeds in 16th, 3 points above Nottingham Forest in 17th. West Ham, at the time recording, go to Burnley. I don't know what the result's going to be there, but if they do go to Burnley and win, the gap is now 6 points. And all of a sudden, you're getting to scary territory with no fit fullbacks. Romero missing the next 4 games. Tough games coming up with Newcastle midweek, Arsenal in the North London derby, and we've got Fulham and Palace. I mean, the reasons why Tottenham are getting dragged into this relegation battle are mounting. And Frank, look, the pressure's going to increase as much as it's. I don't think today necessarily was on him. I can't sit here and say we were brilliant after the red card, although we did well to stay in it. It wasn't like a great performance, but there's only so much you can do. I'm not going to criticise him too much. But the pressure's only going to build with another defeat, isn't it? And a damaging defeat. Man United 4 wins on the bounce. They're showing the effects of an interim coach, what they can make. And Spurs dropping further and further. Every positive gets met with a negative in the following result, in the following performance. So it's a frustrating one today. Who knows what would have happened if Romero stayed on the pitch? It didn't happen. I also think the referee, I haven't seen any of the challenges back, but did Man United get lucky with a few decisions, I think, potentially. So there's that to also comment on. I didn't think the referee had a particularly great game. By the by, Spurs deservedly beaten. And now, if West Ham win, all eyes on Turf Moor now. Let's just hope West Ham Burnley can get a result, because otherwise we really are in the midst of a massive relegation battle here if West Ham get the result. So, all right, over and out from Old Trafford. We'll see you tomorrow in the studio. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.